Of all the things Ramana left to the world, the most precious is a single short question. It is not a clever question, and it is not a difficult one. It is one of the simplest questions a human being can ask. And yet, if it is followed all the way to its end, it can undo a lifetime of confusion. The question is this: who am I? We use the word I all day long without ever stopping to look at it. I am tired, I am happy, I want this, I remember that. The little word slips out 1,000 times and we assume we know exactly what it points to. But Ramana noticed something strange. If you actually turn around and try to find this I, to see it clearly, to hold it in your gaze, you cannot locate it. You find thoughts, you find feelings, you find the body, you find memories. But the one who has all of these, the I to whom they belong, seems to slip away the moment you look for it. That very slipperiness is the doorway. The practice that grew out of this is called Atma Vichara in Sanskrit, which we can translate as self-inquiry or inquiry into the self. Ramana called it the most direct path of all. To understand why, it helps to remember what most spiritual paths ask of us. They ask us to do something. To worship, to chant, to control the breath, to fix the mind on an image, to follow rules, to gather merit over many years. All of these have their value. But they all begin by adding something new, some practice laid on top of the life we already have. Self-inquiry does the opposite. It does not add, it strips away. Here is the heart of Ramana's insight. Every other practice is performed by a person, by an I who meditates, an I who prays, an I who hopes to become enlightened one day. But that very I, that sense of being a separate individual, is exactly the thing in question. It is the knot at the center of all our trouble. So instead of using the I to chase after some distant goal, Ramana turns the attention back on the I itself. Instead of asking, "What should I do?" he asks, "Who is this that wants to do anything at all?" That single turn from looking outward to looking back at the looker is the whole of the path in miniature. Ramana was gentle about how he explained it because he knew the question can be misunderstood. He was not asking us to answer with words. If you say, "I am a man," or "I am a soul," or "I am consciousness," you have only produced another thought, another idea about yourself. The mind is endlessly good at making such answers, and not one of them is the thing itself. The question, "Who am I?" is not meant to be answered by the mind. It is meant to take the mind to the place where it falls silent, where no answer is needed, because the I that was asking has dissolved into what it always was. He sometimes compared it to a stick used to stir a funeral pyre. You use the stick to push the burning logs together, and when the fire has done its work, the stick itself is thrown into the flames and consumed. The question, "Who am I?" is that stick. We use it to burn away every false idea of who we are, and at the end the question too disappears, leaving only the silent, shining fact of being. Why did Ramana trust this so completely? Because he had not learned it from a book or a teacher. He had lived it. As a boy of 16, lying on the floor in Madurai, gripped by the fear of death, he had asked in the most urgent way possible what it is that truly dies and what, if anything, remains. He had followed that question past the body, past the breath, past every thought, until he arrived at something that fear could not touch and death could not reach. He simply offered the rest of us the same question that had carried him home. And this is why the question speaks to people so far from his time and his country. You do not need to be a Hindu or a monk or a scholar. You do not need to leave your work or your family. You need only your own sense of I, which you carry with you everywhere, and the willingness to turn and look at it honestly. The whole laboratory of the search is already inside you. Nothing is missing. When we sit with this, we begin to see why Ramana called it the straightest road. Most seeking moves away from us, toward some experience, some state, some future moment of arrival. Self-inquiry moves in the only direction that was never truly explored, inward, toward the one who is seeking. The treasure is not somewhere ahead. It is the very ground we are standing on, the simple awareness that knows these words right now, before any name or story is laid upon it. In the next chapter, we will come down from the heights of this idea and walk through the practice itself, step by step. We will see how Ramana taught a person to take each thought as it rises and gently ask, "To whom does this come?" and how that simple habit traces every wandering thought back to its quiet source.